Okay, today we'll look at parallel and perpendicular lines. Alright, so let's first start off with a little review. Pause the video and see if you can answer these questions on your own. So reciprocal, if you recall, of a fraction is to change the numerator with the denominator, to flip it around basically. So 1/2, if I make that reciprocal, changes to 2/1. But we can also write 2/1 as 2. The next one, 4/3, becomes 3/4. My numerator and denominator just flipped around. Negative 1/3 becomes negative 3/1, which is the same thing, and I'm sorry, this is supposed to be an arrow, negative 3. So negative 3/1 is the same thing as negative 3. Also, let me say that when you have a fraction, it doesn't matter if the numerator or the denominator is negative, the entire fraction is now negative. But if both of them are negative, then it becomes positive. The next one, negative 5/2, becomes negative 2/5. The next, it says find the slope and the y-intercept of each equation. Recall, in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, where m is my slope and b is my y-intercept. And it looks like all of these equations are in that form. So the first one, my slope is 4/5. My y-intercept, or my b, is 4. The next one, my slope, or my m, is 5/3. And my y-intercept is negative 8. The next one, my slope, is 6. And there is no y-intercept, so I can put it equal to 0. And the last one, I have, again, a slope of 6. And this time, my y-intercept is 2. Quick review. What is the slope-intercept form? Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. What is standard form? Quick, write it down. Pause the video. It is ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are integers, and a is greater than 0, so it's not negative. Point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. The next, find the negative reciprocal of each fraction. So again, we found the reciprocal, but this time the negative will take it to another degree, right? So to flip it first, turn it to 5/2. The negative of that would be negative 5/2. All right, again, to flip it would be 7/3. And what the negative of that? This is already negative, so the opposite would be positive. So it would change to positive 2/1, or I could just say positive 2. And then in the next one, I flip, and it becomes positive because it's already negative. And I keep putting equal signs. These are not equal to each other. All right, next, parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that never intersect. They keep going on and on forever, and they never intersect each other. So let's find the slopes of these lines. So we know slope is rise over run, so I look at how much it rises up. Just choosing 2 points, by the way. These are the 2 points that I chose. This rises up 1, and it runs over 2. So the first one, my slope is 1/2. The second one, just choosing these 2 points. Any 2 points will do. These are the 2 points that I chose. My slope is, my rise is 1. My run is 2, and also looking at it like I'm reading a book from left to right, it's going up the hill, so it's positive, and so my slope is 1/2. So that is something we have to remember. Parallel lines, slopes are equal. The slopes are the same. They are equal. So parallel lines have equal slopes. All right, let's determine if the lines are parallel. So we need to look at their slope. So I've already circled this, and I circled it because we can easily see the slope here is negative 1/3. So we need to find the slope of this one. It's not in y-intercept form, so I'm going to have to put it in y-intercept form. So I need to solve for my y. So the first thing I do is subtract 2x from both sides, and I get 6y is equal to negative 2x plus 12. Divide both sides by 6, and I get y is equal to, I have to divide both of these by 6, so I get negative 2/6x plus 12 over 6 is 2. I have to reduce it, and I get negative 1/3 x plus 2. So look there. I have a slope of 1/3 here and a slope of 1/3 here. Excuse me, negative 1/3. They are the exact same, so these two lines are parallel. The symbol for parallel is two up and down lines like that. All right, determine if the lines are parallel. Again, I know my slope here is 3/4. Let's find the slope here. I'm going to solve for y, so I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides. All right, still got to get my y by itself, so I'm going to divide everything by 8, both sides by 8. So I get y equals, so negative 6 divided by 8. Let's go ahead and reduce now. So 6 and 8 both evenly go into 2, so I have negative 3 over 4x, and then 24 and 8 go into it 3 times. Here I have a negative 3/4 and a positive 3/4. They are not the same. One is negative, one is positive, so they are not parallel. All right. It says equations of parallel line. It says write an equation for the line that contains 5, 1 is parallel to y equals 3/5 x minus 4. Well, it doesn't tell us what kind, so of course I'm going to cheat and just use point slope form. Because I have my slope, which is 3/5 because they're parallel, and I can use this point. So that's going to be y minus y1, which is 1, is equal to 3/5 times x minus x1, which is 5. And they didn't specify, so I can leave it just like that. If I wanted to multiply it through, I could also to put it in slope-intercept form. So let's do it. So I get, multiply that 3/5 through, so I get 3/5 x minus 3. So 3/5 times 5 gives me 3. Then I'm going to add 1 to both sides, and I get y equals 3/5 x minus 2. All right, it says write the equation for the line that contains 2, negative 6, and is parallel to y equals 3x plus 9, excuse me. So I have my slope here. It's going to be y minus y1, which is negative 6. It's going to be plus 6, equals 3 times x minus x1, which is 2. And I'm going to leave it like that for now. Well, I can go ahead and multiply it through. Why not? It won't take us long, right? So we'll distribute that. We get 3x minus 6. Then I'm going to add 6 to both sides. And I get y is equal to 3x, period, because crosses out here. Oops. See? I had to go through and do it to see where my mistake was. I made a mistake. Opposite of plus 6 is minus 6. I was looking over here instead. I'm sorry. I was trying to need to get my y by itself though. So I get y equals 3x minus 12. All right, we're going to go on. All right, perpendicular lines. So perpendicular lines are lines that intercept to form a right angle. That is super important. We know right angles are 90-degree angles, and we're going to use that knowledge for the rest of this lesson. So that's really important to know, that perpendicular lines intersect to form a right angle. So let's find the slope of the red line. And of course, again, I'm just going to choose 2 points. I always try to choose 2 clear points. So this one looks like a good point, and this one. And as you can see, it's going down the hill, so it's going to be negative. So it rises 1, and it goes over 1, 2, 3, 4. So the slope is m equal negative 1 over 4. All right, the next one, the blue line, I have right here and right here. So my rise is 1, 2, 3, 4. My run is 4. And this one is looking at it like it's reading a book from left to right. It's going up the hill, so it's positive. So my slope is 4 over 1 But you know, we don't write that. We write just plain old 4. So this is what perpendicular lines and their slopes look like. They are the negative reciprocal of each other. So perpendicular lines have negative, and that's why we did that exercise at the beginning. Oh goodness. Okay. So it says, what is the slope of the perpendicular line? This should be super easy because it's already in. So we have m is equal to 2/5. The symbol for perpendicular is this little upside down t. And it's going to be the reciprocal and negative. Okay. The next one, the slope is negative 1/5. And the reciprocal would be just to flip it and change the sign. So it's going to be 5/1 or just 5. All right, the next one, the slope is -2. So perpendicular to that would be positive 1/2 because this is an invisible one here. All right, it says find the equation of the line that contains 0, -2 and is perpendicular to y equals 5x plus 3. So we know our slope here is 5, and the perpendicular of that, because again we have this invisible 1, would be -1/5. So we can put it in our y minus y1, so it's going to be y plus 2 actually, equals -1/5 times x minus 0. This is an easy one to do, so I'll definitely do it. We'll go ahead and distribute. So I get y plus 2 equals -1/5 x. Don't need the 0, it goes away. And I'm going to subtract 2. Oh, see, look, I paid attention this time from both sides, and I get y equals -1/5 x minus 2. Oh, space, minus 2. All right, let's do this one last one. Find the equation of the line that contains 1/8 and is perpendicular to 3/4. Y equals 3/4 x plus 1. I was just looking at the slope. I'm sorry. So my slope, my perpendicular slope, would be the negative of the reciprocal. So I flipped it upside down and changed the sign. So that's y minus y1, which is 8, is equal to -4/3, which is my slope, x minus x1. Okay, we've done it for all the other ones. Might as well go ahead and do it for this one as well. So I get y minus 8 equals -4/3 x plus, because a negative times a negative turns to positive, 4/3. I'm going to add 8 to both sides so that it crosses out here. I get y is equal to -4/3 x plus, do it real quick in my head, 28/3. All right, and I knew that. Just for a side note, let me change the color. That 8, so that I can add it, really looks like 24/3. So 24 plus 4 is 28, and my denominator stays the same. And I hope that this helps.